Hello, how's everybody doing? So welcome to this week's One Image My Edit, and this week I'm going to be showing you how to add a glitch effect in Photoshop. So it's really simple and easy. You'll be able to take an image, just a bog standard image like this, and then create something that's looks like a little bit. The idea is for it to look like a glitch effect that you would get from from a movie recording in the back in the day. So it's really simple, really easy and straightforward to do. You can do it in a couple of clicks, but I'm going to show you a couple of extra steps as well, so you can add a little bit more creativity to your shot. So let me know what you've all been up to, how you're all doing. I have been really busy this week covering some stuff for the VIP group, which is all going well. Got some training coming up for them, which is really cool. So what I do have in the next couple of weeks, on the 17th of May, is the 5-step blueprint to photography challenge. That is 5 days with me. You will basically get off auto and understand your camera a lot more. If you're interested in joining that, then just go to DSLRGuruChallenge.com and you can find out more information about that. But it's 5 days with me, get off auto and understand your camera a lot better, and photography in general. Right, okay, so I'm going to crack on with tonight's edit. And again, if you've got any questions, then feel free to let me know. Just ask away, because I can see the comments in the broadcast here. So say hello if you're watching. Right, okay, so like I said, this is a relatively simple and easy technique to do. The first thing you want to do is turn your image to black and white. So if it's not a black and white image, open up the file within Photoshop. So you just go to File, Open, and then open it up from there. Then just go to Image, Mode, and then go to Grayscale. Okay, if you click on Grayscale, just click Discard, and that's now a black and white image. It's as simple as that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come to our Layers panel here. So if you can't see this, just come up to Window and select Layers, and you'll see there you can bring this up. So what we want to do is duplicate this background. There's multiple ways of doing that. You can press Command or Control D to duplicate it, or you can right click and click duplicate layer, and then this little icon will come up. You just say OK. So now we've done that. Now we've duplicated the image. We actually want to come up to the square here where the picture is. Right click. So right click on there where it's oh, hang on, my mouse is playing up now. Once we've done that, right click on it. Come on, there we go. Double click on it and right click. Hang on, I'm going to clean my mouse. There we go. Right, so once you've done that, it will bring up the layer style. You can see here there's lots and lots of different information on here, but don't worry too much about it all. What we want to be doing on this, I'm just going to bring this back up to actually going to go back to the start. Actually, yeah, no, it needs to be, sorry, scrap the first bit. Duplicate layer. What you want to do is, actually, that's the first time I've changed it to black and white by going Image, Mode, Grayscale. It actually needs to be an RGB for it in order for this to work. I've just realized that. So what you want to do, if it's a color image, go to Image, Adjustments, and then go to Hue and Saturation, which would be here, and then you can desaturate your image like that. Okay, that's what I would do. Yeah, because I've just literally worked that out, because it's actually, we're going to be using colors to do that. Okay, then click on double click on the picture, and then you'll see within here, like I said, you've got all these different layer styles. There's lots of different things you can do, but all we're going to concentrate on are the channels. Can you see here where it says R, G, and B? So select the R for the red channel and just press OK. Now what we're going to do is press Control or Command, and we're literally going to hold that button down and then move the arrow keys on the keyboard. So I'm just moving them to the right. So I've got the Command key down. I'm just tapping on the arrow to the right, and you can see what's happening here. It's starting to move. So now, just literally, like I say, a couple of clicks. Now that's how you create a 3D image. which is pretty cool, isn't it? And that's going to give us that glitched look. That's the starting base for it. So what we've done by selecting that red channel, we've isolated that and then we've just moved it. Okay, so it's a really, really fun and cool technique, and it's, like I say, it's really simple. Then what you want to do is come up to your marquee tool, rectangular marquee tool up here. Okay, you can press M on the keyboard and it'll bring that up as well. And then what we're going to do is select specific points and move them left and right again, so we get more of this glitch look. And then we can go in a little bit closer to the image. So I'm just going to literally click, select an area, let go, and again I'm holding the command key down and I'm pushing the arrows on the keyboard, as you can probably hear. I'm just going to move them to the right. So I'm just going to hold, let go. Okay. Then I'm going to go to another section, do the same thing. So I'm just going to randomly select a place, but this time I'm going to move it over to the left, and you can move it as much or as little as you want. Let's make a bigger area. So I'm literally just dragging down, moving this to the right. Let's make something a little bit smaller here. So it's a good idea to do things in different proportions. So you can see that I'm just selecting big areas and then small areas. This is what's going to give you that sort of glitched look. So I'm just selecting a big area there, and I'm going to go over to the right. You could go up and down with it as well if you wanted to. You could move it higher if you wanted to, give you a little bit more of a glitched look. So you can see this is a really, really easy technique, but it's really effective once you add a couple of other things to it as well. So you want to take your time with this, be as random as you can with it. Don't overthink it too much. So let's just do something like that. Okay, and you can see when you've selected other areas of the other selections, it will actually cancel it out. So that's pretty handy. It means you won't get sort of too overlapped there. As you can see, it's doing it there. So I'm just going to move that over, and let's do a big one down here. So just move that over. So I'm just, like I say, I'm just literally holding the command and the arrow keys, and they're shifting over. And the longer you take with this, you know, the better the result, really. So this one, I'm actually going to move a little bit more than the rest, just because it's at the bottom. I think that's important, just to have that real glitch look there. And maybe let's counterbalance it over this side. Okay, and then maybe one that's a little bit longer over this side. So we can just, actually I was going the other way with that, wasn't I? Push that in a little bit more. There. So once you're done, press Command D, and that deselects the selection. Okay, or you can just leave it, it doesn't matter, but that just gets rid of that. So when you've got a marquee tool like that, okay, you've got the selection. If you want to get rid of that, just press Command D. Okay, or you can come up to here, select, and then deselect. You can see up there, so you can do it that way as well. Select it, and just go to select, deselect, and that will get rid of it. All right. So once you've done that, that's kind of, we're getting there now. We're getting to that glitch effect. It looks pretty cool, but we can do more to it. So what we want to do is come down to the bottom of the layers panel, and we just want to add a new layer. So we click on the plus icon down here, and you can see a new layer comes up here. Then what we want to do is fill this with white. So again, Command and then backspace, that will fill it full of white. Okay, so I think on a PC that's Control. Okay, and then yeah, that will fill it with white. So we've just created basically another layer, and we've slapped loads of white over it. Okay, and then what we want to do with this now is make this a smart object. So a smart object just basically means that if we make an adjustment, we can go back to it later. If we don't, then we're kind of stuck with the effect that we're going to add in a minute. So it's always a good idea to make it a smart object. Now, what you need to do is right click over here, not on top of the image. So right click there, and then convert to smart object. Okay, and that's it. That's all you need to do. And it's got this little logo that's in the bottom of the layer there. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to add basically something from the filter gallery. So go up to filter, and then go to filter gallery. Okay, and you'll see you've got all these different effects here: diffuse glow, glass, charcoal, graphics pen. There's loads of different things. Have a play around with these, because they are really, really good fun. But we're going to go, which one are we going to use? We're going to go to sketch, and I'm going to use the halftone pattern there, which gives these lines. Okay, now when you come up, you'll have the options here. So you've got circle, dot. Okay, so you can add like a dot effect if you wanted to, or a circle effect, which is pretty trippy. But we're going to do lines because, again, we're going for that glitch look, which is more of a still from like a CCTV kind of shot. And yeah, boost the contrast right up to 50, and then you can change the size, and it really comes down to whatever works best for your image. So I'm going to select 2 to start with, press OK. So now we've done that, all we need to do is change the blending mode of this layer, and that's really, really easy to do. Just come up to where it says normal, okay, and then we're just going to select overlay, and that's it. Okay, so from here, if we want to go back and change them lines, so if we say, well, I actually want them to be a little bit bigger, we can come down, because this is a smart filter, we can come down, click on the filter gallery, and it comes back up. So we can then adjust it. That's what a smart object allows you to do, is come back and adjust things. So press OK, and there you go. It's made them slightly bigger. So now what we can do is just tone this down a little bit by changing the opacity. So click on the opacity, and we can bring that right down to, say, 20, 30%. It really comes down to you, what you like and what works. Okay, I think this needs to be about 40%, and in fact I think I'm going to make these slightly bigger because I think they'll look a bit better, bigger. Yeah, and just then drop the opacity down a little bit. Actually, no, I'm going to go back and change them smaller. So that's a good thing with a smart object. Okay, you can do this to your heart's content. There we go. That looks cool. That looks more like a CCTV now, doesn't it? Like a grab. Okay. So yeah, play around with the opacity, see what you want to do. Now, so you can finish at that step. In fact, you could finish at the first step where you just duplicate the layer and then select the red channel and move the image. So there's kind of 3 stages there. So if you want to add a little bit more to it, which is, something that I like to do, is just add a little bit more color to it. Come down to the bottom here where you've got your selections here, where you can, let me just make this smaller so that this menu comes up. There we go. So you can see if you click down here, you've got all these different options you can do. So I'm going to select gradient. Now what gradient's going to do is enable us to add a gradient map, which is colors. Okay, so when this pops up, you'll see something like this. Click on the gradient, and again, you don't have to do this step. This is an extra step if you want to. You'll see that you've got all these different folders: blues, purples, pinks, reds. You can also make your own, but I'm not going to get into that too much at the minute because that's a little bit more complex. So let's go with I don't know, pinks, and we'll just select one so we can get an idea of what's going to happen with the colors. I actually quite like that one. Okay, so if I like that, I'm going to press OK. Now what we need to do is just again change that blending mode, and it's going to be the same one. It's going to be overlay. So just bring it down to overlay. Okay, and then again go to the opacity, and that just brings the whole effect down. So let's bring that right down. If we go to 0, that's going to be nothing, and then we can just gradually push it up. Maybe go to about there. I think that looks quite cool. About 50-60%. Let's go 50%. Okay, so that then just adds a little bit of color to it, and just makes it look a little bit more interesting. So once you've done that, come to your history. You can click on your little camera down here, and that takes a snapshot, and that gives you a snapshot of your work. So it kind of saves where you are. So that was one that I done a minute ago without color, and that's one that I've just done with you guys. So you can see there that just messing around, like I've distorted the face a lot on this one. You might want to not distort the face as much and maybe just the body. It's entirely up to you, but it just gives you something that's quite interesting. And again, it's that 3D effect as well, which is really, really fun. So if you ever wanted to to make an image look like it's 3D, that's how you do it. And yeah, you can get some really interesting results with this. So have a play around with that. Let me know how you get on. I'll be really interested to see your stuff. And yeah, I will see you all later on in the week. Like I said, if you haven't already done so yet, go and sign up to the 5-step blueprint to photography challenge. That starts on May the 17th. It's going to be really, really good fun. Just go to dslrguruchallenge.com and you can sign up there or find out more, whatever you want to do. But any questions, let me know. I hope you enjoyed that, and I look forward to seeing your images. Take care, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.